So Zenless Zone Zero is just a day away, and if you're watching this video, then it's probably already released, as I'm recording this video on the 3rd, and it will probably come out tomorrow, which will be the 4th, and obviously that is the release date of Zenless Zone Zero. Now, Zenless Zone Zero is a new gacha game by Hoyoverse, if you don't know. It's a very kind of unique game, and it's something that we haven't really seen at all yet, and there has been a lot of people in the community comparing it to like Genshin Impact and Wuthering Waves, which it isn't, apart from the fact that the characters are kind of, similarly looking, because obviously it's a Hoyoverse game, so they're going to look a little bit like Genshin characters. But no, this is a completely new game which has completely new mechanics and is just super exciting to see. But in this video, we're going to be talking about why Zenless Zone Zero was actually doomed from the start. Now, before I get into this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you enjoy it, and also go over to Gamersubs and use my code KAZO, where you can get a ton of cups, tubs, and even more. And honestly, they just have some really great flavors, so I definitely recommend going down below to get 10% off. But let's get back into the video. So, what do I mean by Zenless Zone Zero was doomed from the start? Well, as I said, Zenless Zone Zero hasn't released yet, so I can't exactly predict the future, but a lot of the signs are pointing towards this conclusion. Now, do I think Zenless Zone Zero is going to be a terrible game that no one's going to play and it's going to like die off or anything? Of course not. Zenless Zone Zero is a great game. I can't wait to play it tomorrow. It's super unique. The characters overall just look very cool. The design is very nice, and overall, I think it will be a well-made game. But I think where it will lack is in the content. And this brings me over to this tweet. Now, this is by Ufi. I mean, this is the only place where I could find it. What she pretty much posted is an article headline which says, "In a break from Hoyoverse tradition, Zenless Zone Zero doesn't aim to punish you for taking breaks." Now, what does this mean exactly? Well, as you know, in Genshin Impact, Wuthering Waves, Honkai Star Rail, and so many other gacha games out there, you have so many dailies, missions, and all of this stuff to do, and especially with Genshin Impact and Wuthering Waves, seeing as it's an open world, you kind of have like a constant flow of stuff to do. Whether that's exciting or boring to you, I mean, it's a argument that's been had in the community for a while, with the whole mint pickers thing, but it seems like Zenless Zone Zero isn't really going to follow that kind of style, meaning that content's probably going to be a lot more slower, and there's just going to be less to do in the game overall, which is kind of surprising, seeing as the pre-download for Zenless Zone Zero actually dropped yesterday. As you can see, it says in their bio here, it says pre-download has officially begun on July 2nd, which a ton of people have been, pre-downloading. It's been very popular. But the game file size was like 110 gigabytes. Now, it was 110 to unpack it, and then I think it was like ended up on 54 after you actually downloaded it. But still, that is pretty big for a game that you're not supposed to be playing that much, and it aims to not punish you for taking breaks. But also, this could mean that there's like a change in how the system works and how you get more XP and more rewards. Because as you know, most of these games have a daily kind of system where you have to log in every single day to kind of complete certain quests or different tasks around the world, and then you get rewards for it, pretty much enticing the player to come back every single day, which works because, a lot of gacha gamers out there worry about doing their dailies and, oh, I haven't done my dailies today, and then they get super wide and stuff. But maybe Zenless Zone Zero is going to do something different, which might actually be pretty good. But the reason why I'm saying that they have been doomed from the start is because there is a lot of people saying that this is going to be their main game. Now, this is the main point that I really want to get at here. Zenless Zone Zero will not be your main game. I mean, it doesn't matter who you are, how much time you put into the game, it won't be your main game unless you're like solely playing Zenless Zone Zero, because there just isn't enough content for you to play to make it your main game. Now, if you played another game, as I said, like Genshin Impact, Wuthering Waves, Honkai Star Rail, alongside Zenless Zone Zero, then I could kind of see what you mean there. But the fact is that a game like Wuthering Waves or Genshin Impact has much more content and is much more of a main game than Zenless Zone Zero, meaning that a lot of people going into this with the mentality that this is going to be their main game are going to be severely disappointed, which could shoot Hoyoverse in the foot. Now, obviously, Hoyoverse have been pretty vocal about how, uninvested you need to be in this game. So they've been trying to warn people, hey, you're not going to get a ton of content out of this. This is going to be a very spaced out game, and you're going to have a lot of time to just do other stuff and maybe even play other games. I'm pretty sure that's what they want you to do. They want you to play their other games such as Genshin Impact and Honkai Star Rail, because they've recently even released the Hoyo launcher, which pretty much has all of the Hoyoverse games, including the ones that I've been mentioning throughout this video, meaning that they've kind of streamlined a whole place where you can play all of the games. So they want you to play Zenless Zone Zero for a little bit and then go over to play one of the other games, because obviously they want to have the most market share over you. And with games like Wuthering Waves, ZZZ Performance, and also Project Mugen all coming out or even being released in Wuthering Waves' case, Hoyoverse is getting a little bit scared of what they can do, and so they're trying to improve this and make a game pretty much for everyone and a whole environment for everyone so that they stick to just playing their games. Else, if over time people start going over to these other games like ZZZ Performance, then Hoyoverse is going to start going down and going to start losing money. And then down below underneath this headline, it says ZZZ's producer likes being able to walk away from the game for a while and thinks you should be allowed to as well. So again, I think it's pretty good for Zenless Zone Zero that it's doing that. I wanted to quickly point out the whole fact of people saying that this is going to be their main game and that they're going to play it a lot. I honestly don't think it will be anyone's main game unless you are like super dedicated to it. And I do think that is a good thing for Zenless Zone Zero. But again, Hoyoverse could lose a lot of players to people just not knowing that this is this type of game. And obviously, that's kind of inevitable with any game, to be honest. There's a lot of people where games don't meet their expectations, so they just leave. But obviously, with this being a slower game as well, I honestly think this will like slow down in like excitement as well. I mean, whenever I say it's doomed, I don't want you to be like tricked or anything like here. It's not going to be the end of the world. People are going to still play the game. People are going to still spend money on the game, but maybe it just won't be as big as people expected it to be. And with the kind of slower release of content and slower release of updates, and just overall slower content in the game, I honestly think it will draw a lot of players away, and you know, people will just get bored and people just won't really talk about this game. Now, obviously, people will still be playing in the background and still be, you know, Zenless Zone Zero, I think it just has the hype from the release at the moment, and that in a couple of weeks' time, people are just going to, you know, stop talking about it as much. Obviously, there's going to be a few like Zenless Zone Zero creators who enjoy doing what they're doing, who are going to keep doing guides or whatever they do for the game. But honestly, I don't think this will blow up into anything massive like we've seen with Genshin Impact in the past, and also recently with Wuthering Waves. Wuthering Waves has blown up a lot. And honestly, I think maybe Zenless Zone Zero will catch up to it on release, but I think the overall longevity of the game won't last as long as Wuthering Waves. But I am also interested in what you guys think. Let me know down in the comments if you think that Zenless Zone Zero is going to last or not. I'm not trying to tell you here that the game's going to die or anything. I honestly don't think that at all. But I thought it was just interesting to talk about the overall longevity of the game and how Hoyoverse presents it. And also, I just wanted to quickly add on this tweet at the end from Legions Gaming, which is about a character called LL Joe. Apparently, Zenless Zone Zero released a trailer about her, and it turns out she was actually in high school, even though she's built like a 20 to like 30-year-old. So people have been kind of upset with Hoyoverse about this whole situation, and if they keep doing stuff like this, honestly, I think a lot of people might leave as well. But I didn't really want to go into this in detail or anything. I just wanted to show you guys, and honestly, I thought it was quite an important point to add on at the end, because there are issues in the game as well which could cause people to leave, even if they aren't issues with the actual game itself. But yeah, that's about all I got. I'm going to be enjoying Zenless Zone Zero tomorrow. Honestly, I can't wait for it to come out. And I know there's going to be a ton of comments being like, oh, you're just trying to like hate on Zenless Zone Zero. You love Wuthering Waves. I'm actually genuinely excited for Zenless Zone Zero. I can't wait. Obviously, I've played pretty much every single Hoyoverse game, so Zenless Zone Zero is another one that I can't wait for. And if you're still down there commenting that, I don't really know what to tell you. I'm going to be playing this. I'm going to be making more content on this whenever stuff comes out. And yeah, I just can't wait to see this game grow. But as I said, let me know in the comments what you think about all of this. Do you think it will have enough longevity? And are you going to be playing Zenless Zone Zero? Because I'm super interested in that as well, because it hasn't seemed like there's a lot of people that want to play it at the moment. But with it being a day before release, the hype is definitely there now. Yeah, that's about all I got for this video. If you did enjoy it, then don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. And also go over to GamerSubs, as I said, use my code Kaza in the link below. And I will see you guys in the next one. That's all. See ya.